WeWork will be one of those companies that file for bankruptcy, but then it will emerge slightly different, slightly stronger.
Alright guys, you all work for yourself, right? Have you tried co-working space before?
I've been to one but like I don't regularly use one.
Like those that need to pay money to go in and then use the communal space, right?
Yeah, correct.
I've been to one but yeah, like same not often.
I also don't use. I mean, I got go before like you know, last time I used to sell coffee. The office is a co-working space, man. I don't really like it there.
Cannot do stuff that you like.
I mean, it will be good, right? If like those people, you know, sometimes they cannot like work from home, then they can go there, lor. Yeah, because last time when I'm studying in school, right, I don't like to study at home. Man. I always go library study.
Or McDonald's, huh?
McDonald's too noisy. Yeah. I always go
McDonald's, he'll be distracted. Cannot. He probably went to McDonald's to study a lot.
Starbucks.
No, he says Subway, right? Every time.
So talking about co-working space, right? Have you heard of WeWork?
They're one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. Apparently, right, they are facing some issue and they have just filed bankruptcy in US.
Wow. In Singapore, all gone lah.
So Singapore, luckily, is not affected by it lah. So it was still the operations still will run and.
I feel that actually that's weird though, because you would think the US market, right, is bigger and stuff like that. Companies like WeWork would actually prosper more than in Singapore. Yeah, but I don't know whether in Singapore is it doing well, because I'm not sure about the frequency of people actually going to these type of places.
Apparently Singapore, right, is doing better and they say that they are still taking in like employee staff, all these things. And we have like 14 outlets in Singapore, and like the main areas, right, are all located in CBD areas.
Because I know the target audience actually is for those that, like what you said, cannot work at home or don't have a physical office to go to. The fees that they charge, is it reasonable or not?
I think it's the minimum is maybe 300 per month. Then if let's say that's for like a space common space. Then if you want your own personal desk, there's another price. If you want like your own office, then another price like that. But then
so you can permanently, in a sense, rent an office there?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, this is what they do, you know. Like those those startups. They don't have a space. They cannot rent a space, right? They use the co-working space, They rent WeWork, Yeah, then they get their office.
That's actually the main audience.
Yeah, because I got friends they play mahjong inside at night.
Wait, come on.
24 hours.
Where to get the mahjong table? Have
They just bring inside their
play
office.
on their table.
just bring the tiles.
I'm pretty sure it's prohibited against
24 hours.
It becomes your office already.
Yeah, correct.
So
you can do
what you
anything
want
there.
And it's quite cheap. I saw, I think it's like 1,000 each to rent an office.
Because their model, right, and it appeals to these people because their model is they lease long term. Then they sublet, or rather they let you rent the space for short term. So if let's say you don't want to commit like maybe a 1 year lease at some other location, you rent a WeWork space.
6 months.
Very well furnished and everything. Just use the space only.
Then I can see why people would actually go to this type of company.
And the community is like really nice. Like I went to WeWork before. My friend brought me lah. Then they have like this pantry, right? They're so nice. I like pantry. I want to work in office space, right? Just because.
Those type of like Shopee, Lazada give like free snack, coffee and all this, is it?
Wow, TikTok's pantry.
Oh my
yeah.
god, Hello Panda, all this.
Okay lah, maybe no snacks lah, but got good drinks. And they have like, sometimes they got like different day got different kind of like soda.
So it is
drinks,
included in the most basic package, is it? For like,
the
for example,
drinks
the
and all,
travel?
yes.
Correct. Yeah. Then they have printing, all the services lah that you need in an office.
Printing need to pay?
I
Probably
think
lah.
Probably right.
I think within the package lah, they have different kind of packages one lah. So actually very, very good.
Okay, if it's a working model, right, why did they file for bankruptcy?
Who tell you it's a working model?
Yeah, so okay, in Singapore we are doing well lah. But then in like US, Canada, right, they actually expanded too fast already. So during these few years, right, their expenses, right, was like twice the amount of their returns. So that's like one of the reasons. Second reason is because the founder, Adam Newman, he, right, has a lot of weird directions. So he did something like he go and buy a private jet for 63 million. And then he even launched like robots to deliver mails in WeWork and all this kind of things lah. So he has a lot of things that are very distracting to the main business, which is handling WeWork. So I think that is one of the downfalls.
But the robot idea like good. I would just buy the pass for that.
But then I also, because you see, like if the mail, right, don't really bring revenue for your company. So if you spend so much on developing these robots, right, and then they cannot bring you revenue. So I think waste money lah.
Okay, but a lot of people have this misconception. I think people don't understand the model. So earlier, I was jabbing you, right, who says a working model. The truth is, maybe the model doesn't really work.
In the
There's
US, right?
truth in that also. Wherever, because it's a business model ma. And the reason is this. When WeWork came out, right, it was a novel idea. Or at least it wasn't as popular in the market. So they came up, they say we are going to do long-term lease. And then once we get those lease, we are going to jack up the price and sell you for short-term. If enough people do this, we will make a lot of money. The problem is, everyone bought into that idea. They valued them like a tech company. So the valuation, right, was many times its potential profits. Many times the revenue it was bringing. This is not how you value a normal company. If there's technology involved, maybe. But because they were valued this way, it was bound to fail. It was only a matter of time.
I think there was this one period where their evaluation was like 60 billion or 40 plus billion.
Yeah, it
was
went up to that
crazy.
level.
That insane, man.
That insane with nothing, they are not like really technology based or
So you imagine you are the CEO. You see that this is coming. And he's a smart guy, He's a very smart guy. You already see that this is coming. You know that in time to come, you're going to crash. What is the way to salvage? If you're valued as a tech company, now you must play the tech game. So that's why they come up with all sorts of different ideas. Let's try this, let's do this, let's try this. Because if let's say one hits, now the valuation all is justified. If it doesn't hit,
I still see in my private jet.
exactly. He left the company a billionaire.
yeah.
I'm rich.
And one other misconception people have is they believe if now they file for Chapter 11, bankruptcy, right? It means the company is lousy, going under, everything is wrong. That's actually not the case. Bankruptcy is a way to play with the laws. Because
so they don't have to pay tax and all this.
that's one of the things lah.
They can get out of the long-term lease, right?
That's one of the things also.
Because what they are doing, right, is they have been signing a lot of long-term lease with all the landlords. But then because not enough people joining, right, so they have to bear the cost. So if let's say they file for bankruptcy, they can let go of all the lease.
And then that will solve the expanding too fast problem.
Yeah.
So then they can go back to the normal speed.
Yes.
Then they can restructure the whole company.
So the problem with WeWork was they started getting all these lease at a time where the property market was booming. This was
That was like 2018, 2019 era.
So at that point in time, the lease that they were able to negotiate, very expensive. Now what they are doing is they're going to restructure, put this bankruptcy in place, get rid of all the lease and then renegotiate the lease.
You're not stupid lah.
So WeWork will be one of those companies that file for bankruptcy, but then it will emerge slightly different, slightly stronger.
You can't give up. No matter what, you can give up.
So just now you talk about the founder, right? He left as a billionaire, right? So in this case, right, who's in the losing end or not?
Who?
The guy who pumps in the most is the company called SoftBank. So they pump in about 14 billion, no?
Wow, they believe in that.
I think it ties in with what you mentioned just now. They evaluate so highly and then they know that they think that it's going to do well, they just pump 14 billion inside.
Yeah. So throughout the years, right, if you are SoftBank, will you all still pump in more money and more money, seeing that this company is bleeding?
I would.
You would.
Yeah, I would. So first thing, okay, business you cannot always expect straight away gain. Secondly, if you know that, of course, if you're a venture capital company, you will speak to the C-suite, and the C-suite people are the one that deciding where the direction is. And if it's what you're mentioning, where they are playing around the line of the law, they would know also,
No, but that's not the idea at all, but because when you come for like maybe your seed or maybe your Series ABC funding, right? you don't have all these extra ideas that came about only much later. You have, what is your core business? Your core business is we're going to rent spaces, we're going to rent it out to others.
Okay. So as in, okay, but then now, like at this situation, I will still pump in money.
Wow.
I mean, as in because we know
You will
the
lose
game.
14 billion.
But then, and then also one of the
Remember,
things
he
is,
got money to lose.
how long are they established actually?
They started 2010.
13 years. They're still bleeding a bit
The
something.
problem is you want to be in a unicorn. All big VCs, all angel investors and all, right? They want to be the early investor for something that suddenly becomes the next Uber or one of those Airbnb or whatsoever. But very few companies actually become one of these. So if you realize over time that, okay lah, this one easy for us to say lah in hindsight, but maybe the people who are doing the due diligence in SoftBank, they should have seen that the model is still the same. Probably they're not gonna live up to the valuation and pull out. But yeah lah, sometimes you take a risk, or it probably is a small percentage of their portfolio.
Oh, I read it. It's not.
It's not.
It's
Hence
actually.
SoftBank can go to hell.